Hey, what's up everyone? This is Music Tech Help Guy and welcome to part 39 of my ultimate guide to Logic Pro. In this video, I want to show you what I think is one of the coolest new features that came with the Logic 10.7.5 update, and this is called free tempo recording. So as long as you have Logic 10.7.5 or higher, you have access to this feature. Free tempo recording allows you to play in MIDI or audio recordings without a click or a metronome, and Logic will sort of automatically conform the recording to your current project tempo, or Logic will conform the tempo of your project to your recording, and there's different ways that this can work. And in this video, I'll demonstrate how all of these features work with MIDI recordings and just one example with audio. To be honest, I don't really use free tempo recording with audio because it's frankly just not as accurate and I don't find it as useful with audio, but it's insanely helpful for MIDI recordings. But before I do that, I want to quickly tell you about the sponsor of this video, Boombox. If you're a beat maker, producer, songwriter, or you're in a band, you've got to check out boombox.io and their incredible new music storage and audio file commenting tools. I use Boombox just about every day for my work. I use it to upload tracks that I've produced or mixed. I invite my clients or co-writers to be collaborators on the project, and they can add time-stamped feedback on each track. Then I take this feedback, make revisions, and upload a new version. This helps me streamline my project management and helps me get the boring parts of my job done quicker and easier. Head over to boombox.io and sign up for a free account today and get 4 GB of free storage. Okay, so first, how do you turn on free tempo recording? Free tempo recording is this little circular sort of dotted record button up here on the transport. And if you don't see this here, you can right click or control click up here, go to customize control bar and display. And then under the transport controls toward the bottom, you'll see free tempo recording, but you'll also see something called capture recording. I want to demonstrate something here with capture recording real quick, because in previous versions of Logic, the capture recording button was actually a circular button. As of 10.7.5 and higher, it's now been turned into a square button just so it's not confused with free tempo recording. So if you're used to using capture record, don't get it confused with free tempo recording. So this is free tempo recording, this is capture recording, and we'll talk about capture recording in the next video. Okay, so what I'm going to start by doing is playing in a basic chord progression for my song. And again, I'm not going to be paying attention to the tempo of the project. I'm not following a click track. All I'm going to do is I'm simply going to click the free tempo recording button and then just start playing whenever I'm ready. Okay, so when you stop your recording, it's going to ask you which free tempo recording mode you want to use. You can apply the region tempo to the project. So what this will do is it will analyze your recording and figure out all of the tempo variations in that recording, and it'll apply a variable tempo and create a tempo map for your project to follow the region. You can apply an average region tempo to the project, which is what I'm going to use for this example. So this does not create like a tempo map. It just basically averages the tempo of your recording. You can apply the project tempo to the region, so this will make your recording conform to the project tempo. I'll demonstrate this one in a bit. And then you can do nothing. That's what don't analyze region tempo or change project tempo does. It does nothing, it just leaves the recording alone. So I'm going to select apply average region tempo to project. And you can see that the tempo was 110.1591. If you're back in one of these other views, it's just going to round up or round down the tempo. So I recommend going into custom view so you can see the specific tempo that you recorded at. What I also recommend doing is pulling up the global tracks. You can click here to pull up your global tracks or press G, and then pull up your tempo track so you can see any tempo changes that might have been made. And you can right click or control click here to hide or show the tempo track. So what I do is I just use this first step to sort of start as a guide. So essentially I'm at 110. So what I'm going to do is just delete this tempo information up here, drag my region over, and then I'm just going to change the tempo to 110. Now you're not going to want to do this with audio recordings because audio recordings, you can't just easily, time stretch them, at least, not without messing with the quality of the audio. But with MIDI, you can change the tempo freely and it's going to, adjust the playback speed of the MIDI region. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this up. And essentially what I have now is a perfect 4-bar loop. And let's give this a listen with the click in, just so we can hear how this synchronizes with the click. And the great thing about this is not quantizing your MIDI data. So your MIDI will still have the same sort of human feel to it. You're just creating an average tempo and sort of wrapping that average project tempo around your MIDI recording. So another way to use this is if you want to create a tempo map from a MIDI or audio recording that you've made. I find this extremely helpful for piano recordings, where maybe you want to place something in and you want the tempo to sort of naturally ebb and flow, and you don't want everything to be quantized and perfectly locked down to the grid, but you do want, maybe the bar lines to matter. You do want the downbeats to matter, but you want the tempo to sort of naturally ebb and flow. So I'm going to play in a piano example this time, and I'm going to use the first option for this. Okay, so this time I'm going to use apply region tempo to project. And what this will do is it'll create a real-time tempo map based on the natural ebb and flow of my MIDI recording. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to have very natural MIDI recordings, but each of the chords you can see are basically right on the downbeats. So you're not having to just ignore the grid. You can still kind of edit to the grid, and your tempo is going to be handled with this tempo map. And the other thing about this is because the downbeats of the recording are on point, you can actually quantize just like you were quantizing a recording that was done at all of the same tempo. I've got a couple bad notes in here I need to delete, but if I decided, okay, I want to quantize this to 16th notes, I could totally do that, and it's still going to follow the tempo map here. And it's still going to have that natural ebb and flow. Obviously, I don't want to do this 100%, but maybe I want to do it 50% just to solidify some of the rhythms. Another great thing about this too is if you use like drummer tracks, like if I create a drummer track, the drummer track is actually going to follow that tempo map. Okay, now if you're the kind of person where maybe you struggle playing with a metronome, this next mode is really helpful. So I've got some synth plucks here. I'm just going to play in like a really basic sort of rhythmic chord idea. Okay, so I had a couple little mistakes in there, but this time I'm going to use apply project tempo to region. Let's see what this does. So what you can see it's done is it's taken that entire recording and it's conformed it into an 8-bar region. And so this 8-bar region is going to fit in perfectly with the project tempo of 140. Now, if you really want this to be like a proper loop, you may want to come in here and just trim up the back end of this region. So I'll just turn on bar snap and absolute value. Let's just snap that right up to bar 9. And if you really want to, you can come in here and you can quantize the notes. But as you can see, because of the free tempo recording, all of the notes have sort of been shrunk down to fit the tempo of the project. And I think this is going to play quite a bit faster than what I actually recorded it at. And then I could just slow the tempo down if I want to. Maybe I'll go 128 instead of 140. And you could quantize all of these notes if you wanted to, but the really cool thing about this is the MIDI notes are still going to maintain the original groove and feel from my original recording. You can see a lot of these notes are not exactly on the 16th note. They're slightly ahead of time. So that's that natural groove and feel that I'm talking about. Now, one really important thing I want to mention here is that free tempo recording should not be used as a crutch to expect bad recordings to just magically sound good or be perfectly in time. You have to have some level of consistency in your original performance in order for free tempo recording to work properly. And you very well may find that free tempo recording doesn't work well if your performance is inconsistent, or maybe you're jumping around between tempos or playing something that's more free form, or if you're using a lot of mixed meters. Don't be surprised if free tempo recording doesn't work well for these situations. Even during the making of this video, I had a few sloppy takes on my part, and I had to go back and re-record them again. So it's not magic, it's not a catch-all, it's a tool that allows you to record at a tempo that is comfortable for you without using a metronome. For my last example, I'm going to show you how to use this with audio, but I'm only going to demonstrate apply region tempo to project, because if you use apply project tempo to region, or if you start making a lot of audio recordings this way, you kind of have to start dealing with smart tempo, which I'm saving for a later advanced audio section of this series. But this is helpful to create quick tempo maps from audio recordings. So for this, I'm just going to play in some guitar chords. Okay, so if I use apply region tempo to project, it's just going to create a tempo map just like it did with MIDI, but you're going to get an extra dialog here that says click show to open the smart tempo editor, where you can preview the audio file and if needed, shift the downbeat or adjust the detected tempo. So this works in tandem with smart tempo, but if you look here, you'll see that the very first note I played is actually not on the downbeat, it should be here. So if you click show, this will open up the smart tempo editor. And what you can do is come to the top part of the waveform here and click where the downbeat is. And this creates a downbeat hint. Then what you can do is click apply changes. And if I press E to get out of the smart tempo editor, you can see it's shifted the whole thing over now. But what this has done is it's created a tempo map to follow the tempo of my guitar chords. And just like I demonstrated before with MIDI, you can use drummer in conjunction with free tempo recording to make your drummer tracks follow the tempo map that's generated from your free tempo recordings. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching.